Safely away where she can't hurt other people.
A fair go. What the hell do you think we are?
Pardon?
Wentworth is full of people. And Kate Peterson is right smack in the middle of them. She has a lot of clout with the other women. Anyone who's passed 6th grade's pretty impressive in there. Now, if you think she's dangerous, bugger your ethics, you've got to tell me.
Look, I've still got to take her blood pressure. Why don't you go and get a cup of coffee?
No, I better not. I can't leave you alone with Smith, Doctor.
Well, I don't think this dangerous criminal is going to knock me on the head and steal my stethoscope.
Not unless it's diamond-studded.
Well, I suppose it'll be all right.
Congratulations. Couldn't have done better myself.
Look, I'm not in the habit of scandalizing, but you and the other woman have a right to know for your own protection. Kate Peterson is the most amoral and devious person it's ever been my misfortune to meet.
Wow, that's pretty heavy stuff.
Now, you don't know her like I do. I can't prove it, but I think she was up to her neck in a health insurance fraud worth thousands. Conrad Benson suspected her, too. That's why she killed him. He was a good friend.
You know, you don't look like the sort of person who'd make a friend of a child basher. From what I heard, Benson deserved to die.
Conrad would have cut off his arm before he'd abuse a child. I've seen him work a 12-hour stint on urgent cases and then go straight to the recovery room to hold some kid's hand. He loved children.
Well, if what you say is true, Kate Peterson's a pretty nasty piece of work. She'll need watching.
Like a hawk.
You know, it's funny. She was the first one to spot my kidney disease. And I suppose in a way she saved my life, and yet she's not the sort of person I'd want as a friend. She's a cold fish. Now I know why.
Well, that's all I'm going to say. I just thought you should know. Peterson's a damn fine physician, but if she has any authority in that prison, you'd better be prepared to foot the bill. She does nothing without demanding a pound of flesh.
Well, there's nothing she can get out of me.
Don't be too sure. She'll find some way of making you pay. Her type always does.
Don't you worry about me, Doc. I can look after myself.
Yes. I think you could, too.
Oh, beauty! Is that me second?
Actually, it's your third.
Oh, well, you better keep your eye on me because 4's me limit. Put 'em on me tab, room 17. Put $1 on for yourself.
Ta, how was the meal?
Oh, real good. Why don't you sit down for a bit?
Sorry, it's not allowed.
Oh, they really keep you hopping, don't they? Must be murder on your poor feet.
Well, I better get these out to the kitchen. We're short-staffed.
Yeah, off you go.
Well, if I'd known you were coming, I'd have worn my black negligee. On your own?
No, Officer Ward's checking other cells. This isn't a social call, it's just a routine check.
You could have just checked through the spy hole, but you didn't. Oh, don't be so stuffy. There's no rule that says a screw and a con can't be friends.
I don't know how to take you, Edwards. You're in here for murder. You lead the women in a riot and I get caught in the middle of it. Now you carry on like we just met in a pub or something.
Why not? I've got nothing against screws as people. It's the system that stinks.
Why are you so down on the system? All that carry on this morning when you were guilty all along.
It wouldn't have mattered what I was. It was all rigged.
Yeah, well, I better get going.
Don't. Not yet. Sit down for a minute. I won't rape you. Cross my heart.
Is that a fact? You're after something.
Sure I am. I am human, you know. Well, maybe you just haven't noticed that. Besides, you're never going to find out unless you shut the door. See? That didn't hurt a bit, did it?
Breakfast, Edwards. How are you feeling?
Oh, fantastic. The service around here just gets better and better.
Don't be facetious. If you carry on like that, you could end up in here indefinitely.
You know, I don't think I'd mind that, Mrs. Morris. This place has hidden attractions. You'd be amazed.
I don't know what sort of mood you're in, but I hope you're not planning any more trouble.
Why do you screws always expect the worst from us?
Perhaps it's because that's what we usually get.
Mrs. Morris, you haven't seen the worst. You screws are going to have to let up on us. The lid on this place is all ready to blow. And when it does, there's nothing you or I can do to stop it.
Is that a threat?
Oh, God, you screws are paranoid. Use your head. I don't need a crystal ball to tell me what's going to happen around here. And when it does, you and I are going to be up to our necks in it.
Eat your breakfast. I'll be back to get your tray.
Think about it, Mrs. Morris.
Quieten it down. You know the rule. Oh, what rule's that, Mrs. Bailey? Number 742?
They're getting pretty restless, Meg.
Well, you can hardly blame them. Mealtimes aren't exactly social gatherings anymore. I think we'd better move them out before we have a mutiny on our hands.
Right, ladies. Time's up.
What? Oh, I haven't finished me toast yet.
And I haven't had me coffee. Oh, I'm useless without my coffee.
You're pretty useless with it, so what's the difference?
Come on, that will do. Now, will you leave your tables and get into groups for your assigned work areas, please?
Oh, and do it quietly. I'll tell you what, Mrs. Morris. Why don't you get some sheepdogs to round us up? Save you a whole heap of work.
Baba.
I'm holding up the line, Winter.
It's all right. We're in no hurry.
No, I know this isn't much fun for you, but the sooner you get down to your work areas, the sooner we can relax the rule on conversation. Now, would you all move it?
You can't blame the women for being touchy, Mrs. Morris. They are under a strain.
We all are, Peterson.
As I said, move along, will you?
Well, if it isn't Miss Conway, say good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Conway.
Stop that, all of you, or I'll put you on report.
Oh, why, Mrs. Morris? We was only being pleasant.
As far as I'm concerned, you can all go and report.
Oh, now, that wasn't very nice.
Shut up, all of you. Mrs. Morris, could I have Peterson for a while, please?
Yes, of course. Move along, everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, the joke's over.
You wanted me, Miss Conway?
What? Oh, no, I don't, but Mrs. Powell does, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Thank you, Miss Conway. I'll handle things now. I'm sure you've got a lot to do.
Or perhaps we should stay. The new regulations
I
says that two
know
are...
what the regulations are. So please go, both of you. You and I have something to discuss, do we? I do not intend to have the women plan any more trouble unless I know about it. From now on, you're going to be my eyes and ears. I want to know everything that's going on in here. You want me to inform against the women? In a nutshell, yes. Suppose I don't feel that's in my best interests. I mean, I do have my own future to protect. Precisely. That's why you'll do exactly as I say. Otherwise, I could make it difficult for you to have any more visits. All right. Let's compromise. I'll tell you anything I think is important, but you must let me decide when and how. I can't keep running to you with little things that happen. Sooner or later, the women will find out, and we both know what they'll do to me. And I have no intentions of leaving Wentworth any other way but under my own steam. I don't think you're in any position to dictate terms. You're worried about your health now? Imagine what the women would do if they found out about your little meetings with Grace. Oh, I could also let slip some information you've already passed on. I'm sure they'd be very interested. I don't think you'd do that, Mrs. Powell. See, it wouldn't be sensible.